We have some awesome things to talk about in Dandy's World, and some users have posted some interesting things. Our first post is about scraps and an interesting combination of trinkets to use on her. So let's start with this Reddit user who asked, "Chat, am I cooking or burning down the kitchen?" Okay, so they provided a picture of their scraps trinket loadout and its cooler and friendship bracelet. And in the next photo, as you can see, they have 290 stamina from both of these trinkets. The cooler trinket increases your stamina by 50 and slows your movement speed by 5%. And friendship bracelet increases your stamina by 5 for every toon alive in the round. Max is at 40 stamina. So Scraps has an extra 90 stamina from these two trinkets. And their question was, "Chat, am I cooking or burning down the kitchen?" Meaning, are their trinket choices wise and beneficial, or is it a complete disaster? I think it's good to have fun with trinkets because at the end of the day, we don't have many choices for trinkets, and it's okay to want to experiment and have some fun with trinkets. But you need to be realistic on what will happen when a Twisted is chasing you. Are you going to be able to survive? And Scraps only has 2 movement speed, and including the minus 5% movement speed debuff from cooler, Scraps is going to be very slow. So I think it's wise to replace one of these trinkets with pink bow at least. You need a pink bow, especially on a slow toon like Scraps. So in our last Dandy's World update, we got some new stickers, and one of them is a "I need research" sticker, and it's of Roger holding capsules. And players love this sticker. This Redditor said, "Oh my gosh, this is perfect." And this Redditor commented saying, "Gotta explain to those annoying distractors somehow." So I'm guessing that Roger players, when they are trying to get capsules and a distractor is near capsules, the Roger player has to try and find a way to get the capsules, and the distractors get annoyed because it ruins their rhythm. So with Roblox's new limitations on chat, Dandy's World players have started to experience chat's limitations, and this Redditor said, "Man down, I repeat, man down." And if we take a closer look, it says unlock chat and they can't type until they do a verification. So Dandy's World players will definitely have some miscommunication and a bit of disorder in runs because some people can't type. As you know, we've had a Care Bears collaboration that gave us 3 skins, and that was amazing. The player base loved the collaboration and everyone wants another collaboration. This Redditor said, if Dandy's World was to have another collaboration, who would you want them to collaborate with? Or who do you think they will collab with next? This Redditor said, "Flavor Frenzy, please Quell, just acknowledge the wonderful game you created." This Redditor wants Quell to create a Flavor Frenzy collaboration in Dandy's World. I think that could work. I think that would be so awesome. This Redditor said Bandy and the Ink Machine. So they want Dandy's World to have a collaboration with Bandy and the Ink Machine. I think that would be awesome to see. I'm sure a lot of Dandy's World players are familiar with Bandy and the Ink Machine, and I feel like the art styles could go together really well. Quell has said in the past that Dandy's World was inspired off 3 games, Bandy and the Ink Machine, art direction wise, Dead by Daylight, gameplay inspiration, and Identity V, gameplay inspiration. Most of you are aware that Blushcrunch Discord has temporarily shut down for a few days and nobody can type in any of the channels. This Redditor said, "I had a dream last night and I can pretty easily see it happening." Regarding the Dandy's World Discord shutdown, by the way, basically they made an announcement that they were shutting down all the chat channels and converted the server to be like the Forsaken server. Only mod channels and no members can talk. So if you didn't know, the Forsaken Discord server is view only. Nobody can type but the dev team, so only announcements and news gets posted. And so this Redditor had a dream that the Blushcrunch studio would be just like that. I don't think that will happen because the Blushcrunch studio have a really good moderation team and they're really active. It is true Blushcrunch studio have so many members, but the Blushcrunch studio Discord have done an awesome job of moderating the server. Forsaken couldn't handle the moderation, that's why they turned off the ability to chat, and the Blushcrunch studio temporarily shutting down wasn't because of the members, it was just a problem with the team. So there isn't really a strain that the moderation team can't handle in the Blushcrunch studio. Next, we're going to talk about whether it will be a good idea to ever add a new Christmas tune to the already existing cast. This Redditor said, lore-wise, a new Christmas tune makes complete sense. It's been shown in the past that tunes recently added to the game are treated as if they've been there forever. So just adding a Christmas tune and acting like they've been made along with the rest makes sense. They did this with Brusher, Dial, and Easter tunes, dropping them without us knowing about them before. This Redditor makes complete sense. It seems like all the new tunes are plucked out of nowhere. There's no already existing lore behind them. So it's possible that the Dandy's World dev team could expand event tunes in the future. It's definitely a possibility. It would not be a surprise since this Redditor is true. When we get new tunes, their lore comes with them and we get to know them as soon as they're released. We don't know anything about them before. So new surprises could be introduced to us when it comes to the cast of event tunes. Next up, we have this trend going around on Reddit, and I'm sure it's on other social platforms as well. It's a sort of favorite and least favorite card. So this Redditor has their favorite tuner, Shelly. Shelly is an amazing tune. Her extraction boost is unmatched and she is dependable and reliable. So their least favorite tune is Glisten, and when looking at Glisten's stats are decent. They're not the best, but they could be worse. So it must be a model issue, not liking how Glisten looks. Some people play tunes based on their model, some people play tunes just solely based on their stats, and some people a mixture. Next is tune you think is overrated, and they have picked Gordy. I can understand why they've picked Gordy because on the surface, Gordy seems overpowered, but then when you realize that his ability is pretty mediocre. Next is tune you think is underrated, and they have picked Flutter. I can agree with this because I don't see a lot of Flutter players. Flutter is more of a movement speed tune. Her extraction speed and skill check are quite low, but she makes up for that with her fast movement speed and awesome stamina and decent stealth. Their favorites Twisted is Twisted Shelly, and Twisted Shelly's chase animation is pretty haunting. She's one of the best designed Twisteds out there. Least favorite Twisted, they have picked Twisted Gigi. I think a lot of Dandy's World players dislike Twisted Gigi. She takes one of your items, and Twisted Gigi can be quite sneaky. When you least expect it, then bam, she has taken one of your items. The tune they main is Blot. I can also understand this because Blot's ability is a lifesaver and he's super fast. His skill check is only 1, but if you're really good at skill checks, you won't even notice. And the first tune they got after the starter was Toodles. Toodles is an awesome all-rounder tune. She's very affordable. She has decent stats. I'm sure a lot of Dandy's World players got this tune as their second tune because the only requirement is 350 iCore and survive 15 floors. Next up, their favorite map is the V map. V's map is really cool. It's well designed, it's spacious, there are a lot of islands for you to lose Twisteds on. Their least favorite map is Astro's map. I am very surprised with this choice because Astro's floor is so spacious, it has islands, it's almost perfect. I really like Astro's map. I wonder why they chose Astro's map to be their least favorite. Maybe they don't like the color scheme or something like that. Next up is favorite skin, and they have chosen pastel paper scraps as their favorite skin. I don't think I've seen anybody use pastel paper scrap skin, but then again, there aren't too many scraps players in the first place, but I like the color scheme of the skin. And lastly, their favorite trinket is Thinking Cap, and I can see why their favorite trinket is Thinking Cap because their favorite tune is Blot, so that makes complete sense.